Hey everybody, welcome to Always Bored Never Boring. One of the most surprising things about running this channel is every now and again one of my lovely viewers will send me a present. That happened just recently when I received an amazing gift from John Stanwix. John, some viewers may recall, recently gifted me a classic Oldhammer Goblin for Advanced Heroquest, the gloriously devious Hugbug. Well, he's done it again. John has sorted through his miniatures collection and kindly donated a fantastic selection of Oldhammer miniatures, some dating back as far as 1984. While none of these miniatures are directly linked to Advanced Heroquest, they do not appear on any character cards and are not pictured on any of the boxes, they are all very much period accurate and very much the sort of enemies that dungeons back in the 1990s would be populated with. So all of these miniatures will be going into my period collection for use with Advanced Heroquest, and I am very happy to have them. Let's take a look. First we have two miniatures from the Regiments of Renown set, RRD3 Harbuth's Orc Archers. These were sculpted by Kev Adams and date back to 1987. The whole set comprised 10 different trooper designs, plus a musician, standard bearer, champion and leader. The two miniatures we have here are Trooper 4 and Trooper 9. Trooper 9 is actually a variant of Trooper 2. It's exactly the same body and pose, he just doesn't have a swish hat. All of these troopers would have originally had plastic shields, but these two examples don't seem to have any shield pegs, so I assume they were sawn off at some point. That's fine by me, I can still attach shields if I feel like it. Advanced Heroquest Orc Archers are statted out as having shields, so I suppose I will have to. I'm a stickler like that. Next we have a little group from the boxed Citadel days. These are all from the Monsters starter set from 1985. I couldn't tell you who the sculptor was, but they did fine work. All of the miniatures in the set are named rather than coded, so first is the Vile Goblin. This is an absolutely lovely miniature with so much character. You can see he's already painted, and I do like this paint job and I don't intend to do anything more with it. He just needs to be cut off of his base and given a replacement round base with the flagstone design that I use for all of my Advanced Heroquest miniatures. Next is the Lesser Goblin. What a cute little chap. Again, he's already painted, but for him I would like a brighter skin colour, so I will redo that using my Goblin skin recipe. I'll list it in the video description for anyone who has missed it previously. Of course, he will also need a round base. In terms of using the little fella in games, I will be running him as a Goblin Scout in normal circumstances, but I can easily see him being an assistant to a Goblin boss or something like that, a put upon underling doomed to die horribly at the hands of the heroes. The last miniature from this set is the Glorious Ogre Champion. This is such an amazing characterful miniature, and I'm really pleased to have him because I haven't been going out of my way to get any big monsters for Advanced Heroquest just yet, so this guy is a helpful slab of muscle to throw at the adventurers. He's already painted in a really cool retro way, and I have no plans to change him. It's perfect period accurate colouring, I just need to scrape the 40mm square base and repaint that. But we aren't done with ogres just yet, because John also sent me one of Golfag's Mercenary Ogres. This is such an amazing miniature, and once again, already painted up in this lovely retro style. I'm just going to rebase him and call it a day. This miniature, and Golfag's ogres in general, have a storied history. The original Golfag's Mercs didn't look anything like this. They were released in 1984 as one of the pre-slaughter based Regiments of Renown with the RR8 code. The regiment comprised 4 different sculpts, a trooper, a musician, a standard bearer and Golfag. I'm not a huge fan of the original sculpts, but I do like the trooper. However, in 1985 several of the Regiments of Renown got updated to replace their pre-slaughter solid bases with tabs for use with 25mm square bases. As a result, the amusingly named Golfag's other regiment of Mercenary Ogres, designed by Jess Goodwin, hit battlefields in August of that year. There were now 5 different sculpts in the range, the standard bearer, champion, drummer, chieftain and the trooper being the sculpt I have here. But the story doesn't end just there. This miniature doesn't have a tab and isn't on a 25mm base. It has a foot peg and is mounted on a 40mm square base. That means this miniature is a 2nd edition version of this sculpt, which changed from the slotted bases so the ogres could migrate to the larger base size, and that happened around 1986. Phew. Let's keep going. Next is one of the awesome C12 goblins by Kev Adams from 1985. This must be a relation to Hugbug because he's called Ugbug. I recently acquired a full regiment of plastic goblins, and while I still want a Bambrog the Bold to lead them, as that's the goblin depicted on the Goblin Archer character card for Advanced Heroquest, Ugbug is going to be a fine deputy indeed. He will get a coat of paint at the same time as the plastic archers. And finally, we have 2 identical goblins from Marauder Miniatures. These date from 1988 and come from the MM30 Goblin range. There were 6 sets of goblins in the MM30 range, and these little chaps were from the 3rd set. The code on the base reads GOB27. I think these goblins have a very similar look to the goblins from the original Heroquest game. They look incredibly evil. And naturally they will need a proper paint job before they can venture into any dungeons, but I will definitely be able to make use of goblins with spears in Advanced Heroquest. And that is almost it, except John included one last gift in this box of delights. I am currently running a Space Crusade campaign on the channel called Renegade, which calls for a Space Marine Librarian. While I really wanted one of the plastic librarians in Terminator armour with 4 sacks from the Space Hulk Genestealer expansion, I instead settled on getting a metal librarian in regular armour, which would also be compatible with Advanced Space Crusade. But now, thanks to John, I have this bad boy. These plastic librarians, to the best of my ability, only appeared in 3 locations, so they are not that easy to find and they usually have a sizable price tag. They of course first appeared in Space Hulk's Genestealer expansion, but they also appeared in the game Tyrannid Attack and were available in the miniature box Terminators and Tyrannids, which was basically a grab bag of miniatures from Space Hulk and Advanced Space Crusade, pretty much consisting of all the miniatures from Tyrannid Attack and then some, but packaged and sold with the Advanced Space Crusade branding. My Ultramarines may not approve of the colour scheme, but this is such an amazing and thoughtful gift, and you better believe this librarian, almost certainly boasting the yellow armour because I won't have time to change it, is going to be in my next campaign mission. And that just about wraps things up for today. Thank you once again to John Stanwix, who donated all this stuff to the channel and wanted nothing in return. In fact, he never even told me he was sending it in, it just turned up on my doorstep. When I contacted him and asked if there was anything I could do in return, he just asked me to give a shout out to the Ribble Warriors. That's a long-standing wargame club in Preston. Apparently they meet up Tuesdays and they are very welcoming, so if you're around that area, maybe look them up. You might meet some new friends, and then mercilessly destroy them on the battlefield. So, thank you John, and thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please consider pressing the like button. If you really like this video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so, and hopefully, I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone, bye bye.